Welcome to the podcast where Shocker, Grump, and Barty take you on an unplanned comedy adventure each episode. The host and guests remain anonymous to protect the innocent and the guilty. The views and opinions are not shared by the sponsors, but they should be.
Welcome, guys. We are back again.
Check 1 2. Check 1 2.
Ah, shut up, Grump. We know you're on here.
Where's the fog machine?
Too.
Where's the fog machine? The laser lights.
We should start this with just the beginning of Welcome to the Jungle. Just a I mean, there's got to be a way to do this right.
Yeah, see, just that gives you a vibe right there. Just that alone.
Oh, yeah.
I'll just do it.
Either
I'll
that
record
or-
it and send it to you.
Okay, well, we could either do that or Thunderstruck. I mean, there's not much better than that.
True.
Or the Ozzy Osbourne laugh at the beginning of Crazy Train.
Oh man, Ozzy.
That might be a plus also.
Yeah,
All right,
Shocker,
this
you
is
look
your
like
job,
you're.
Grump. I need you to come up with. Now hold on. We got I'm not gonna let
What?
this go, Grump. Your job is to come up with a mix of Crazy Train, Welcome to the Jungle, and Thunderstruck. We need some kind of opening music for this.
Or, you know, we could do Flood and Disaster and call it done. I mean, that's where it's at. The Molly Hatchet, the true Southern rock. I mean, surely you guys have been schooled on the
Yeah.
hatchet.
Yeah, but Molly's
that a
been
person?
dead for years. I mean,
We're back to this.
Yes. I think Molly and Pink got married.
but
Is Molly a man or a?
for our listeners, though, we can see each other when we're recording this, but because we decide to stay anonymous, you can't see us, and that's on
Hey,
purpose.
We
But
have listeners?
Shocker is looking. Yeah, we do. We actually do. It's a little concerning. I worry about those people, but I'm grateful for them. But Shocker is looking extremely professional. He almost looks academic today. And
Mm.
so, Shocker, where are you in the world?
Well, that's going to remain anonymous once again. Location TBD. But I will tell you that I spent. Let's see, what 3:38 Central Time. I started the day about 3:38 a.m. Getting to the airport, spent the first half of the day on an airplane. And let me just fucking start out and say, there is an unwritten rule that if you're in the middle seat, you get to rule the armrest decisions. It's out there. Everyone knows it. And some might say, if you travel all the time, dumbass, why are you taking a middle seat? Well, because if I have a connection and Atlanta loves booking these flights with a 38-minute turnaround, you better get the closest row to the front. And I don't have status to be flying first class and even comfort. So I'm the leader of the peon crowd, middle seat, like row 17-ish. So anyway, I sit, comes in, window, I get up, he comes in, we briefly speak. But then this little bowling ball of a troll sits next to me on the aisle. And she has these little T-Rex arms that, I mean, she can barely reach her keyboard, and she's got nails so long, she's clicking and hitting backspace more than she is typing a successful email. That's pissing me off to begin with. But then she then did bowling ball T-Rex. She has one of these blanket / over the shoulder. I bought it in the Juarez flea market jacket blanket things over, and she's sweating her ass on me. And because of her short arms, she's managing the armrest next to me. So I spend the first like 20 minutes just pissed off thinking, I'm going to have to talk to Barty and Grump about this because she clearly is breaking the unwritten rule, and I'm done with that. Just pissed me off.
What?
Was she a heavy
Grumpy,
breather?
what are you doing?
Yeah. I mean, I'm just, you know,
Grumpy, are you
I'm just
talking to
giving
a
you an
squirrel or your
environmental.
dog? What is that?
No, it's an environmental to what he's going. He's describing the situation. I'm bringing in the audio. So as he's struggling with all of this, he's listening to.
What?
I don't even know what that is.
What
That's
is that?
breathing. That's a T-Rex breathing.
Was it T-Rex noises?
Struggling just because of the blanket and did this person? Is it a he or a she?
Oh, it's a she.
Oh yeah, okay. So
Did T-Rex have facial hair? I need to know this.
Probably some thin blonde on the cheekage. Yes.
Okay.
covered
Alright.
makeup. So you really don't know it was blonde.
It, yeah, it was rough. Just bad. Just ticked me off.
Did you say something to her? Or did you
No,
just wallow in your
Oh, he knew
dislike?
better. Oh,
it,
he
it
knew
was
better.
it,
Yeah.
it was on the first leg. It was on the first leg of the flight, which is like 34 minutes, wheel up to wheel down. It wasn't worth it. I'm like, I don't even have time to get my laptop out and click my fake nails on my own keyboard. I'm just gonna close my eyes and ignore this whole situation. But every now and then I would glance over there, these little T-Rex arms, and clicking and that Juarez blanket on me and just get pissed again. But it was short lived. It sounds like a pit bull puking something up.
No, that would be more like
Yeah. Oh, he got it up.
He got it up. He goes, it'd be all right.
Yeah, he got it up.
Did you have to buy breakfast at the airport? I'm just curious.
No, I prepped it all last night, so before I could get out the door this morning, I had a travel cup of coffee and the toast with the peanut butter and honey on it. So I got it before I left the house.
Oh, you could have paid 30. You could have just bought that at the airport for $37.
plus tip. Because now you got to damn tip everybody, even if you're standing up in a line with 20 other people ordering your food and waiting for it to show up.
Yeah, in
Don't
my
get me started
travels,
about tipping.
S- Speaking of
God.
speaking of food, this is just random, but I'm sitting in my lunch meeting. Again, location not to be disclosed, but we're in this somewhat historic, home business through the years, which opened shop in 1887. It's a national landmark, whatever. So we go in and it's a social club. And so we're having dinner. I'm with this woman. She's an HR leader at a big organization. They sit us in one of the front rooms. It's, multi-room old house. So we're in this enormous, what was a dining room or something, single table in the middle of this room. And I sat down and I said, this seems like one of those rooms, if the walls could talk. And she's like, oh, for sure. Well, then she says, sometime you're going to have to, before we leave, you need to walk around the corner and go in the bar, which will probably be closed because at one point, the upstairs in this whole building was a brothel. I'm like, oh, okay. So that explains why your eyebrows range when I say if the walls could talk. She says, well, let's just go. So we get up and walk around the corner into the bar in this restaurant. She goes, there's some interesting artwork in there. What she failed to tell me before I entered this old bar was that it was pictures of all of the women who used to work upstairs in the brothel, lining the walls in this old bar. I mean, it was straight up like I was in Tombstone. It would be worth a field trip for the three of us one day. But it made for quite an interesting conversation.
Whoa. Yeah. Hang on a second. Okay. So these are, I got distracted.
was Biggin on the wall? Was there a picture of Biggin on the wall?
No, I mean, it was quite interesting pictures, and then Alfred E. Newman right over the center of the bar. It was quite the mixture of artwork.
Okay, but hang on a second. All right, we got to go back on this, okay? Because brothel girls, at least in the Wild West days, are very unlike the brothel girls that show up on television.
Well, it's different times.
I don't know for a fact that they were pictures of the brothel girls. One may have been Marilyn Monroe. That they were all naked and curvy. I don't know the origination of the pictures. I will just tell you it was quite the collection, and it would be an interesting place to sit and have an old fashioned. I'll just say that.
But I need to know though, because you're meeting with an HR executive. You've already established that.
Right,
So
female.
did you bring up that there are naked women hanging on the walls of this restaurant that she has chosen for you to eat?
Before we got up from the table, when she said, At some point, you're gonna need to go see this bar, it's interesting. There's some interesting artwork." Then she says at one point, the upstairs is a brothel, so I'm starting to connect the dots in my mind. I'm slow, but not that slow. I thought, "Well, there must be some nudity pictures in there." So then she says, "Well, let's just
Bush.
go see." So we jump up, so I knew I'm
Oh,
gonna
she took you to see them.
yeah, so I knew what I was walking around the corner to go into, but it's quite an interesting, you know,
Bush.
environment to walk into with this, professional female HR leader that you have only had, 3 meetings with, a lunch with, and now you're standing in an empty bar, but a bar in this home with naked women photos all around.
Bush.
It was interesting.
Now, did she invite you to go to a Coldplay concert later tonight?
She did not, and I would not accept that offer. It was all on the up and up, but it was an interesting segue and a portion of the lunch for sure.
It's like Ron White says, though. He said, if you've seen one woman's boobs, you want to see them all.
Like a woman in a shoe store, man. Like a woman in
You
a
gotta
shoe store.
pause
Get
in
them
the
all
middle of
out
that,
here.
right?
Bring them all out here. True.
He follows it with, "Okay, now roll them back up." Well, you're just full of good stories today, Shock. I'm
Yeah, I think
impressed.
yeah, I know. I wasn't planning on telling that one, but then someone said restaurant, and it just flashed me back, no pun intended, to 2 hours earlier.
So did you
Well,
pick
my
did you
day
pick
has been
one?
eventful.
Sorry,
She was telling me a story. She was telling me a story. No, she was telling me a story when another colleague that I know was in there and his wife was with him, and they went into the bar area to have dinner because it was open. It was evening time, and she was trying to buy one of the pictures off the wall from the bartender, claiming to the bartender that it was a picture of her grandmother naked from way back in the day. And she was like, "You're gonna ask him next time you see him. Ask him what his wife trying to do." I'm like, "This has made all kind of turns I didn't expect at lunch."
Yeah, where are you gonna hang that?
Yeah,
And
I don't know. That's a great question.
I can
Yeah, hey,
proudly say that I could not pick out my grandmother naked from a lineup.
Maybe it
yeah,
was the eyes. I mean, when she said it, I glanced at the eyes and the face. I didn't really go there, but that's a great point to make. I'm gonna have to ask that
that is
question.
hilarious. That is a great point. Yeah. Wow.
The
I,
things that
I,
make
I,
you go,
honest,
"Huh."
I honestly just want to change topics now. Really, please.
This went this went to hell in a handbasket pretty quick, didn't it?
Yeah, lots of skin.
Bush.
Uh,
So do you get his I mean, I was touching base on the I was touching
Touching
base
what?
on
Touching bush.
touching touching
I don't know what you're doing there, Grump.
What happened?
my yeah, see, I'm pretty much screwed for the rest of this show because we talk about naked women. Then okay, I'm immediately 3 years old. I can't put a sentence together past the second grade. Ugh, boobs, boobs.
That makes me
Yeah.
think of one of my favorite jokes, and we talked about telling some favorite jokes, by the way. Should I just go ahead with that one?
Yes, do it.
So so, Barty, you've heard this, just go along with me. Grump, I don't believe you have. So young Curtis was, working his way through high school. He's a little bit of a slower kid and, wasn't going to do a whole lot in his life according to his dad, and so he was about to graduate. He was in his summer, wrapping up high school, and his dad went down to the corner produce stand and talked to his buddy Steve and said, "Steve, Curtis has been a little slow through life, and I want to give him a little experience working this summer. You think you could help him out a little bit?" show him what it's like to work a job here and just give him a little pay. And Steve said, yeah, I like old Curtis. I got him covered. You tell him to rest up good Sunday night. You come down here first thing Monday morning. I'll set him up. So Dad goes home and tells Curtis the plan. Curtis all excited, first job for the summer. And Curtis goes down there to the corner and rested up well, got up, had some coffee, goes rolling up, says, hey, Steve, I'm here at work. Steve says, all right, Curtis, well, in town here, everyone loves the produce stand here. We got some of the finest fruit around. What I'm going to do, I loaded up the wagon over there for you. I want you to start heading down old Bean Street right there and just start knocking on door by door. See how many peaches you can sell out of that wagon. And whatever you sell, you get to keep half of. That's how we're going to start out. Curtis's eyes lit up. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm going to do a good job. So he says, all right, well, you knock it out and you come back here, when you're done, and let's see what kind of job you do. So Steve's just smiling with pride as he sees Curtis head down the street, goes knocking on the first door. First door goes up. He knocks and no one's there. And so Curtis just standing there, big smile on his face, as proud as could be. Door opens up. Beautiful brunette lady standing there in her bathrobe. Yes, ma'am. Good morning. She says, well, good morning, Curtis. She knows Curtis, has seen him around town. Curtis, what can I do for you? And well, ma'am, I'm selling peaches. And she says, well, I see that, Curtis. And he says, would you like to buy some? She says, well, I don't know. Let me see. And she looks him over for a minute. She says, I tell you what, Curtis. She says, let me see your hand. And Curtis holds out his hand. She says, Curtis, and she puts his hand inside her bathrobe on her breast. Are your peaches as nice and firm as this? Whoa! I don't know. But they somehow find peaches. And she says, okay, Curtis. And she grins real big and she winks at him and she says, let me see your hand again, Curtis. And she takes it, puts it between her legs. She says, Curtis, are your peaches as nice and fuzzy as? Oh, I do not know. She says, shh, I hear somebody coming. Step inside. So they go in the foyer and she says, I tell you what, Curtis. She drops her bathrobe to the floor. Oh my goodness. She said, Curtis, if you can tell me my most attractive body part, I'll buy that entire wagon of peaches from you. And he said, oh, I don't know. And she says, well, you think hard. She says, I got it. She goes, okay, Curtis, what is it? He says, it's your ears. She says, Curtis, I'm standing here naked in front of you, looking beautiful like this, and my ears? Please tell me. He said, a minute ago, when you said you heard somebody coming, it was me.
Oh, oh, wow.
Oh, yeah, this episode has gone off the rails.
Poor Curtis. Oh, I got to say though, Shocker, your voices are fantastic. I mean, it really, it draws you into the story. I could see Curtis standing there, kind of sweaty.
Who was the actress playing the woman in the bathrobe?
It's got to be Jamie Lee Curtis. That's who I would think of.
Is that because of that Schwarzenegger movie she was in? What was it called?
Yeah, she always seems a little edgy.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. Not sure where to go from here.
I'm thinking like Elizabeth Hurley.
Yeah.
She's got a good look.
I think it's Stifler's mom.
Yeah.
Boy, she's in the credit card commercial. She doesn't look like Stifler's mom much anymore. Maybe she does. Maybe we just had a different perspective back then.
But how old can she be now?
Wait, is she breathing?
In her 70s, probably.
True.
Yeah, but you talk about an actor or an actress that has one character. That's
right.
It. She has never been anything other than the one character. I mean, she started as Stifler's mom. She's finishing as Stifler's mom.
Typecasting at its best. Yep. Yep. No question.
All right, I got to tell my favorite joke. I got to tell my favorite one then. All right, so guy walks into a bar. Yeah, all the best jokes start that way. Guy walks into a bar, starts knocking down beers, and he sees behind the bar this big, like, pickle jar, one of these, like, oversized pickle jars, but it doesn't have pickles in it. It's got $100 bills in it. And he asks the bartender, he says, "What is that?" And bartender says, Nah, you don't wanna know what that is. It's a stupid contest that's been going on forever." And guy says, "All right, whatever." Well, a few more beers later, "Bartender, tell me about that contest." Bartender says, "You don't want to know about that contest." He goes, "Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do." So he says, "All right." He said, "That started a long time ago, and you you have to complete 3 assignments or challenges, shall we say. And if you complete all 3 of those challenges, then you get all the money in that jar. But to play the game, you have to put $100 in the jar." Um, and the guy says, "Well, man, that looks like a lot of money in there. What are the challenges?" And he says, "Well, all right." He said, "The first challenge is," he said, "You see that bartender over there next to the front door? I mean, the bouncer over next front door." And guy says, "You mean that huge guy?" He says, "Yeah, that guy. He's been here for like 15 years." He said, "Guy's enormous, used to play in the NFL. He's a just solid muscle." And the guy says, "Well, what does the challenge have to do with him?" "You got to knock him out with one punch. One punch. You don't get 2, you don't get 3. One punch, you got to knock him out cold." The guy says, "Shit, there's no chance of that. That guy's ginormous." He said, "But all right, just out of sheer curiosity, what's the second challenge?" He said, "Well, the second challenge is," he said, "there is a woman upstairs that is well into her 80s, but she's still a little rambunctious, and she enjoys a little activity." Shut up, Grump, you're ruining my story. So, and she still enjoys adult activities. So you've got to bring that lady to a full orgasm. And he says, "Dang, that's ridiculous." He said, "Well, that's impossible. So, but out of curiosity, what is the third challenge?" And he said, "Well, there is this pit bulldog that is chained up out back, and that bulldog is mean as hell. Unfortunately, that bulldog has a really bad tooth, and you've got to pull that tooth. Got to pull that tooth." And the guy says, "Well, that's it." He said, "Man," he said, "I don't know." He said, I don't know." And so this goes on and on and on. And so finally, the guy's too drunk. And he says to the bartender, "Here's my $100, bartender. Here's my $100." And he said, "All right, well, bouncer's over next to the door." And so he heads over to the door and sizes up this bouncer. Bouncer squares up against him. Bouncer knows what's coming. And this guy rears back to swing at this bouncer. And about that time, a waitress walks by, gets bumped, and spills drinks right behind the bouncer. Well, about the time this guy connects with the bouncer's jaw, the bouncer slips, falls, hits his head on the ground, and he's out cold. First problem solved. Well, old dude is so drunk that he misses the second challenge of going upstairs and heads out back towards this dog. And the bartender's like, "Whatever, it's 3 challenges, he's got to finish." So anyway, the bartender just hears this just horrible noise, just this barking and scratching and yelling. And it's just, it sounds terrible. And about that time, the guy walks back into the bar and he is bloodied. His clothes are torn up. And he looks at the bartender. He goes, "All right, where's that bitch with a bad tooth?"
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Wow. Yeah. Hmm. All right. Since we're sharing jokes, I'll throw my hat in. I suck at telling jokes because my memory is bad. I can't really remember them. So here's a couple that I do remember. And to Barty's point, Horse walks into a bar, sits down at the bar. Bartender looks up and says, "Oh, hey, buddy, what's with the long face?" Ka-dunk-dunk. Thank you very much. I'm here all week, folks. And my
Damn.
last
You
joke.
followed you followed those 2 jokes with that? Seriously?
Yeah. I
I
told you,
mean,
I can't remember.
that's like the kindergartner that comes home from school to tell his dad a joke. I mean, good lord.
Yeah, it's bad. But this one will spawn some thoughts. It's a 2-word joke. It's nice and easy. Y'all ready? Kalen DeBoer.
Yeah. Ugh,
Kalen
bless
DeBoer.
his heart.
Isn't that's funny. It's getting funny. I mean, did you
I
guys catch
I
did you
hate
guys
to,
catch the Feinbaum show at all this week?
I've been trying not to listen.
Oh
I think
my
he's been eating crow.
gosh. Oh
He
my.
ate a lot of crow on Arch Manning also. Uncle Rico, as we should call him.
Well, he ate a lot of crow on everything. He said the only thing he picked right was Auburn, but yeah, I mean, guys, this is unprecedented in the SEC. Unprecedented.
Well, it's this damn transfer portal wild west, where every team has somewhere between 30 and 70 new players every year. You just have no idea which teams are gonna be good and which ones are gonna be bad. There is no way to tell or predict. It's insane.
Yep. And
I mean,
that's why I think
I
Saban
hate to
pulled the
jump on
ripcord.
the bandwagon. Well, I mean, obviously following Saban's hard, a difficult spot. But I'm not in his team meetings. My impression, though, is that he's too lackadaisical and doesn't have enough discipline, and you see his players acting as such.
Yep.
I mean, that's my biggest
Yeah.
takeaway. And when I hear from some of the players that, oh, we've got the best roster we've had in years, and then you go out and put on that kind of performance, and
Oh,
I don't care. I
yeah.
don't care if it's at Florida State and night game and all this hype. I mean, Florida State was coming off an entire shit show last year. What were they, 2-10? I
2
mean,
and 10.
they basically had a cheerleader as a quarterback. I mean, it was horrific. So I don't know. Alabama didn't seem to do much right. And I hate to. I'm not going to blame Ty Simpson on it. I'll support quarterbacks at least for a few games, but they got to figure it out.
Oh, it's awful. But man, there's nothing better than college football, and I will argue that with anybody, anywhere. I mean, I love
100%.
other sports, but there is nothing better. I mean, just think about some of the storylines we've already had. I mean, we are literally, what, 2 weekends, barely, well, 1.25 weekends into the college football season. We've had a kicker for Hawaii that learned
Oh,
to
learn on
place
YouTube.
kick on YouTube, win the game for the Rainbow Warriors. I mean,
Yeah.
what an awesome story. And then we've got the whole Bill Belichick debacle. There was a meme today that I saw, and I could not stop laughing. It said the last time that North Carolina lost a game by 27 points, Bill Belichick's girlfriend was in middle school. And then it followed with, it's only been 11 years, but still.
Wow. Wow.
It was awesome. I loved it. But that's what
Wow.
makes college football so much fun.
Yeah. It's getting colorful for sure. Yep. Colorful for sure. Yeah. It's just, I trusted Saban, although it seemed very sudden. I trusted that he would entrust the right person. And I'm not so sure. This guy's very West Coast. Yeah, I've had some arguments
Yeah,
online on a couple
well,
of comments that the SEC is just different. You can talk about his successes in another conference, but there is no conference like the SEC. And if you don't understand that, by damn, you will walk into a firing squad.
Yeah.
Yeah, most of the games that were hyped, didn't pan out that way. Ohio State clearly played a very good game. South Florida was a fun one to watch. Their quarterback was freaking all over the field. Same with TCU. Hoover at quarterback. That dude is the real deal. I mean, there are plenty of big hype schools, and I know TCU would argue, "Wait, we're a big hype school." Uh, there are plenty of schools that would love to have Hoover run their offense. You look at any. I mean, I love talking Georgia Tech. Love talking Auburn too. I know that's frowned upon, but their successes last week were a lot to do with their quarterback's ability to run. You got to have a multiple phase attack, and that was the difference in the game.
Yep. Absolutely.
Speaking of running and difference in the game,
Good
I mean,
stuff.
why did we stop running the ball? Because running was working.
Oh, the whole thing was a debacle, though. I mean, never threw down the field in the first quarter. Okay, so they start stacking the box. Then we don't switch to play action. So that doesn't, I mean, so we missed an opportunity there. And then going into the fourth quarter, we just decided, we're just going to abandon the running game. Why are we going to run? It was
And we were
it
given
was
the
utter
ball
confusion.
and
The
did nothing
problem
with it.
is, well, get to within 7 points, and the defense decides they don't want to play anymore, so we just let Florida State go right down the field. I mean, just the whole thing's bullshit. The whole thing.
$70
They just
million.
didn't want to play.
$70
What's that, the
million.
buyout?
Yep.
Oh my God.
It's
I know.
actually only 63 right now.
Let that sink in for a minute, though. Let that sink in. And the whole process, now looking back at it, just seemed shady.
Yeah,
You know,
I'd agree with
I
that.
don't know. It's just it was poorly executed. The replacement was poorly executed. Feels like it was executed under duress, and it shows. It's showing.
Well,
60 million.
the
I promise
coach,
you,
the
if I
coach I
took a
really
job,
wanted, we didn't get.
who did you want?
I wanted. You'll laugh. I wanted Kiffin.
You know, it's somebody said that in a comment in a thread I was reading, and my initial reaction was I gagged and threw up a little bit in my mouth. And then my second reaction, bringing in the landscape of this past weekend, yeah, you know what? That would be better than what we have now.
Yeah.
I
And
thought
his
Dabo
buyout
was going to be
would have
the
been
choice.
30. Who now?
Dabo
Yeah.
Sweeney. I don't know that he would have gone. I mean, he was just sort of peaking at Clemson. I don't know if he'd go now as the next step, but his name's got to be on the list.
Well,
I
I
mean, he's
think
an
didn't they
Alabama
spot his
guy, played
plane in
there.
Tuscaloosa? I think I saw somewhere when this whole thing was going down that they spotted his plane in Tuscaloosa
I mean,
a couple weeks before
his
the whole
plane's
thing
all over the
dropped.
place recruiting anyway.
Yeah,
Yeah, but I mean,
I don't know why he'd leave. He's got a great situation. I don't know why he would leave there.
Speaking of that situation, did y'all watch the start of the Clemson game? Now, I know they run down that big hill into the end zone, but I, like most other fans, didn't realize their locker room is on the opposite end of the field. Have you seen this?
Yeah, they have
yeah,
to ride in
they
a
they
bus
they
around the
came in by
stadium.
buses.
In
Yeah,
full freaking pads. I mean, the poor guy in the back. He's claustrophobic. He's puking before the kickoff. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, they're really all jumping in their full pads. That is insane to touch a rock and run down a hill. Like, you got all that money, build a friggin' waiting room up there or something.
Or just move your freaking locker room. I mean, put it on the other
Put
side
a
of the stadium.
put a
Build
tunnel under
something.
the field. Do something. Build a
it's
hill
weird.
on the other side. That is an
Yep,
insane entry. Like,
weird.
it's
Yeah,
cool,
there's
but it's nonsense.
some great traditions.
I thought that was gonna be a little closer game too. Not so.
I tell you what, I wish somebody would
Yeah,
give me a
some of the games I
30,
thought were going to be close were just not close.
and you could give me a $30 million buyout, and on day one, I would sit on my ass and wait for you to fire me.
And
Well,
that's why they're not hiring you.
It's the
Yeah, that's
easiest
what I'm
$30
saying. You're
million
gonna have to do
you could
a
ever make. I mean, I'm just
well,
talking
you're
about
gonna have
incentive.
to to do a little work to get to the point where they offer you the 30 million though. I mean,
Yeah,
come on,
but
Grump. You just
but
can't suddenly say, I'm gonna do it.
there is no sales job in the world that a sales guy is going to be effective at. If he's not compensated based on his performance, right? So how do you incent a guy to suck? Give him a $60 million buyout. I mean, what's he paid annually? 10 million?
Something close to that. 9 something.
Yeah. So yeah, that just blows my mind. $60 million buyout.
Well,
That makes me
the
question
real gig,
who is the negotiator on this deal.
it's the
And
agents.
you know, and you know, I'll quote Saban on this. You don't pay the right guys, you're shit out of luck. Well, we're paying the right guy,
Yeah.
and we're still shit out of luck.
Yeah.
Um,
But the agents is the one that I always enjoy because they're getting a cut of every contract that they've negotiated for these coaches. And who do they call when they need a replacement coach? The exact same freaking agent. So now he's double dipping. He's still making money on the buyout and he's making money on the new coach's salary. So, I mean, that's the guy that we should all be envious of. And he doesn't care if they win or lose. He actually probably would prefer that they don't all win because it works out for him so he can double dip.
yep. And that's as messed up
You
as
wonder
the
if
portal.
Alabama's going to step. You wonder if Alabama's going to step out and hire somebody totally different, like a Tom Brady, some former player that's wanting to get in the game. I'm not suggesting they'd want the headache of recruiting and the 24/7 nonsense of a college coach, but I just wonder if there's somebody out there that's different, that's not old, washed up, had success at University U somewhere and trying to step up, whatever else. Be fun to watch, but I don't think Kalen DeBoer is going to last after this season.
Train wreck, man.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I
It's a
wanted the guy
train
to be
wreck.
successful.
I did.
I
I
just
did.
don't see it.
I was
Yeah.
on board because Saban suggested it, and I've always trusted him. Got the highest respect for him. But now I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah, it's bad. All right. Well, boys, enjoyed it.
Yep. Good time,
All
folks.
Michelle on the flip side.
Yep.
Oh, and I do have to bring this up publicly though, because we always just kind of decide we're going to end this episode. And Shocker and I have gotten the biggest kick out of the fact that if anybody knows anything about podcast recording, you're in a studio. So you click on stop recording, and Shocker and I sit around and talk for another 5 to 10 minutes, and Grump always disappears on us. He just does not post game with us whatsoever.
He didn't know
Ugh.
we post gamed.
Yeah, I didn't know you post game. It's
He
true.
wasn't invited.
I had no clue. I didn't know that there was a post game. Yeah, until recently. So, and I probably will still forget. So
Yeah, you probably will.
I will. I'll probably still
All right,
forget.
guys, have a good one.
You have survived another episode with Shaka, Grump, and Barty. Tell your friends. Or don't. We don't care.